Peace and balance, you guys. So I just want to come on here real quick to give you guys an astrological view on this full moon in Aquarius happening on the 23rd. And also after this, I'm gonna post a tarot card reading regarding that. So yeah, let's see here. With the full moon, in Aquarius, right? For me, full moons represent closure, the ending of something, the ending of cycles, and the new moon beginning represent the beginning of something, the beginning of a cycle in our life. So with this full moon in Aquarius is bringing us into a completion of a cycle that we've been in. You know, maybe if you've been feeling stuck in one position for a long period of time, maybe too much in your emotion for a long period of time, you know, this full moon that's coming is gonna make things lighter. It's gonna open the door for you to like actually release all that energy out, so you can get ready for this new chapter that's gonna start in your life, you know. So with the full moon in Aquarius, right, although the moon represents the intuition, the subconscious, the emotions, right, and stuff like that, because we were in this Cancer energy for a long period of time, and it put us all in like, you know, in an emotional space, and we had like emotional conflicts with, we were in conflict with our own emotions and others. So our emotion and other people's emotions were clashing. But this full moon in Aquarius, because Aquarius is an air sign, it deals with communication. It's gonna allow you to either be able to communicate those emotions more clearly, but you won't be too much in your feelings or your emotion as much as before, you know. So this full moon, I would recommend that like your intention may be to like release any heavy emotion that you have in your heart, allowing your throat, working on your throat chakra to release any stagnation and be able to express your truth and express, you know, yourself more clearly, you know, and just be more patient with yourself as well. But yeah, Aquarius deal with communication, thinking, organized, you know, organization, humanitarian, gossipy also. So there may be a lot of communication around this time, whether it's on the news, whether it's from people that you know, your friends, your family trying to talk your ear off, you know, whether it's people at your job. And there's also going to be a lot of thinking, maybe thinking a lot about like how you want to organize certain things, how you want to go about certain things in your life, what you may want to do, you know, what you may not want to do, what you may want to release, you know, and stuff like that. It's a lot of thinking about like, you know, stuff that you want and don't want, you know, coming into this new phase in your life. So yeah, it's also going to be a lot of like, you know, organizing. Like I said, you may want to organize your home, organize your paperwork, organize things that were that wasn't organized in your home. That's another ritual that you can do, organizing, throwing away the things that you don't need anymore and making space for new things. But mostly like just clearing things out you don't need, and just organizing your stuff, you know. Organizing your thoughts, organizing your social, however you want to appear or however you want to look, however you want to carry yourself for this in this new chapter that you're going into, is I guess what you're being called to organize, you know, and structure, so you can actually start to apply that and embody that, you know. We also dealing with humanitarian energy, so there may be a lot of people there's probably going to be some protests, whether on the full moon or after the full moon. There's going to be protests about human rights, you know, a lot of protests, you know, about human rights, and about being fair, you know. Maybe there's going to be like a shocking, like something big that's going to happen that's going to put people into like this energy of actually fighting for human rights. Okay. We've actually seen people do this this for a while now, but we might end up seeing more of that. And we also have like gossip energy, you know, so you may have a lot of gossip, people that gossip a little more than usual, about the things that you do, or you may fall into this energy of gossiping. Try not to. All right, and then we have um Aquarius is an air sign, right? It deals with thinking and communication. It's also a fixed sign, fixated on its own way of thinking and communicating about things. So a lot of us may be too fixated, maybe feeling selfish when it comes to like a thought and of what we say. Meaning, like a lot of people may feel as though like, you know, what they're thinking is the only way that they think, maybe stubborn in a thought, like they really, which can be a good thing because like, you know, you're not just thinking anything else that somebody else is telling you, you're thinking about it and you're making sense of it on your own. It can also be bad, thinking that what you know is right and it's only right and everybody else is wrong. So try not to be in that energy. And also a lot of people are going to be fixed in their own way of communicating. So a lot of people are going to be really excited about telling other people about like what they got going on, what they're doing, just wanted to communicate in general about their own point. So there may be a lot of people that like, you know, they just want to put their point across, they're not really listening, they just want to talk, or like, you know, just people that just want to that want to talk, so therefore they cut you off in a situation, you know, like it can be that type of energy too. Also, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and its co-ruler is Saturn. But with Uranus deal with change, rebellion, uniqueness, originality, and again, like we may be going through a lot of changes. This full moon is going to bring about a lot of change. We've been going through a lot of changes, you know. It's just going to enhance those changes. It's probably going to speed it up, you know. It's just going to come full force, you know. Like, so if there's something that you would needed to change in your life and you need to get you change it, once this full moon come, whatever it brings, you know, if you didn't change those things, it's going to create a full moon scenario to where as though you're going to be forced to change that. But if you willingly made a change, you will reap the benefit of that, you know. So make sure that you change whatever is necessary or whatever you've been feeling in your gut that you need to change but you've been procrastinating on. We also dealing Uranus also deal with rebellion, so there may be a lot of rebellious energy out here. People want to rebel against other people, rebel against like authority, rebel about against like the rules and stuff like that. Just a lot of rebellion, you know. A lot of people that just want to do what they want to do. They're not really conforming to the norm or what other people want them to or what other people say. They kind of following their own God following their own way. And then Uranus also deal with uniqueness. So a lot of people may feel like this need of just expressing themselves more, expressing their uniqueness even more, which is what you're being called to do. So it's better you be in this energy already where you know the uniqueness within you and you allow yourself to express that no matter what other people think, as long as you're not disrespecting other people, privacy, or crossing anybody else's boundaries, you know. And just, you know, as long as you're not doing that, just express your uniqueness and be the unique self that you are. And do the things that make you feel unique, you know. Do the things that you are really good at, and, you know, be in that even more with this full moon coming up. And Uranus also deals with originality. Again, be original in your work, be original in your sound, be original in your voice, be original in your communication, you know. Be original in general, you know. Be yourself is what this full moon is going to bring up. You having to be more of yourself. It's going to shine light into your insecurities about yourself, which makes you original, and you have to get comfortable with those aspect of you. Yeah, like, you know, you just be your original self, be your unique self, and just express your uniqueness, you know. That's what this full moon is going to call to you or for you to do. And we have Saturn, which is the co-ruler of Aquarius, right? And Saturn deals with structure, right? Boundaries, restrictions, and limits. So this full moon is going to bring light into like a structure, how we structure things, you know, a home structure, you know, a system. So a lot of things are being restructured, a lot of things are being rebuilt, are being, you know, worked on, you know. So being the lookout for things changing in the system, you know, in our communities, you know, and stuff like that. And also in your personal life, in your family, if you have a family, you're gonna work on having a better structure, how to better structure your family, so you guys can have a better experience, you know, so there won't be not too much discord. So Also boundaries, a lot of boundaries, you're being called to build boundaries. Do you have boundaries, or not, like, and if you don't, then work on creating your boundaries, because the longer you keep allowing somebody to cross a line, the more they feel comfortable doing that, and the moment you're going to want to get out of that space, it's like, hey, you allow them to do that for so long, you didn't create no boundaries, so you shouldn't really complain now. So make sure that you create a boundary as soon as you can, so you don't allow somebody else to cross the line that you don't want them to cross, because a lot of people feel comfortable crossing lines, and that's because of you, that's because of what you allow them to do for a long time. And you're being called to actually create those boundaries and actually let a person know, whether verbally or physically, or like however, let them know that this boundary cannot be crossed, and if it is crossed, this is what is gonna happen. And it's not to threaten anything, it's just to let you know, like, you have your own energy, you have your own right as a human being, and if somebody treats you incorrectly, or treat you really badly, or treat you unfairly, you have the right to stand up for yourself. Okay, you don't have to be physically abusive, you don't have to be chaotic or toxic or anything like that. You can just, like, as long as you're powerful spiritually too, that can help also. Like, you just create those boundaries, so like, to just not give that space or that energy any more of your energy, because not everything has to end up in a fight. Because imagine, like, somebody cross a boundary and you bring it up to them, and they're gonna try to make it seem like, nah, it's not really all that, and you're the problem or whatever. You trying to make them see your point of view or what you think, it might end up in an argument, or it might end up in, like, physical and getting physical and stuff like that. So you rather just express how you feel. If they don't get it, fine, but build that as spiritual shield, to protect you from any kind of projection that they may bring into your space. So whatever it is that is being sent to you, any type of negative energy, whether it's through gossip, whether it's through their own thought and processes, so whatever wave of energy they're pushing out of them, whether they're aware of it or not, it will come into your aura, so you will feel those senses and stuff like that, but it will bounce back, so it won't affect you as bad as it would if you didn't have this spiritual shield built up, so you will be easily influenced, you will be easily overwhelmed by the energy. So yeah, it's really important that you build your spiritual wall, your spiritual shield, so you can protect yourself, and create those boundary lines, so that they won't be able to cross over and bother you in your space, yeah. So creating your boundaries, there's also restrictions. So a lot of us may have been feeling restricted, and this might be getting lifted up, or a lot of us may end up being in this feeling of like being restricted from actually being able to do certain things, or there are going to be new restrictions in your life, whether it's you traveling, you getting a new job, you doing something, you may feel restricted, I don't really know much about that. All I'm getting is that, like, it's gonna feel restricted, whatever it is, or there's gonna be new restrictions. Oh, for some of you guys, wherever area of your life you've been feeling restricted, it's like it's becoming lighter, and then we're dealing with limits. Okay, Saturn deals with limits. So limiting your consumption of things is what I'm picking up on. Limiting what you consume, whether it be information, whether it be people, energy, whether it be food, whatever it is that you're doing at an excess amount, you need to have a limit point. You need to have a limit. You don't want to do anything in excess, amount. You don't want to just eat because you want to eat. You don't want to just talk because you want to talk. You don't want to just think because you want to think. You don't want to just do whatever it is just because you want to do it and you can do it. You want to limit it, because when you do something in excess, it overload that area, and it eventually fractures the little bubble that is in, and create some kind of friction and some kind of, like, explosion in a way, and it can manifest through like a argument you may have, or something going bad, or whatever it is. So you never want to do anything in excess. Okay, you kind of want to limit yourself from doing certain things. So That's that with the planets. And then we have Aquarius rules the 11th house, right? And the 11th house deals with aspirations, personal goals, groups, acquaintances, friends, organizations, humanity, the unknown, science, and uniqueness, right? So a lot of us may be feeling very inspired to do the things that we love to do, to express certain things, to do certain things. We may feel very inspired and aspire to go forward with our dreams, go forward with our plans, and do what exactly it is that we've been telling ourselves that we wanted to do. We also have personal goals. So a lot of us may be setting personal goals in play. Maybe setting personal goals in play, doing the things that we said we were going to do. Also, some of us may be setting new goals, new personal goals, new personal achievement that you want to do. Actually take those things seriously. Once you write something down, make sure that you actually, because you're making a contract to yourself and to the universe, two aspect of you also. So if you don't follow through with the contract, you're gonna create some kind of issue in your life in general. That's gonna come through a situation. So once you write yourself a goal or whatever that you want to accomplish, make sure that you actually know that's a goal that you want to accomplish and actually follow through with it. And then we have groups. A lot of people want to find themselves in groups, building our own community, building our own groups that we feel comfortable sharing certain information that we may have. Actually wanting to have your own group of friends, group of people, because the 11th house deal with with friends and acquaintances also. So maybe getting new acquaintances, new friends, and wanting to like build your own little group that you feel comfortable around, like that you communicate to, that you hang out with, and have fun with. And we also have organizations, again, like something about the organizations, like as far as different organization, like workplaces and stuff like that. Like I forgot the word. My words are like a little fade right now. But different organization, like they may be having new systems going on. They may be setting certain things up, they may be changing certain things up. There's also organization as far as you organizing, focusing more on organizing your life, organizing your day-to-day routine, and stuff like that. We also deal with humanity, like I said earlier, humanity, something about humans' rights, something about humanity, something that's going to affect us in affect the humanity in general. That may happen eventually. The 11th house deals with the unknown also. A lot of us want to explore the unknown. A lot of us may feel comfortable with the unknown, or there may be a lot of things unknown that may come into your life, unknown things that we may have to do, and it's the unknown. So we feel unsure, unsure, not unsure. We feel unsure, and about what's gonna happen. So we basically trying to figure out what's gonna happen, how is this gonna play out. A lot of people don't know. A lot of us don't know what's gonna happen next. We're just trying to make this shit happen the best way that we can. We actually don't know. And then we also have uniqueness, again, expressing your uniqueness and stuff like that. Okay, so I just wanted to break this down for you guys so you guys can make sense of it. And yeah, thank you so much for joining, and until next time, stay at peace and balance always.